Welcome back, everybody, back to Cabbage Radio Hub. I'm your host, Cabbage, and with my I can't fucking talk today. Try that. I'm doing an outtake. I'm doing an outtake. I'm probably gonna forget to cut this out. Anyways,
I
welcome
was
back
gonna
to
say put
Cabbage
it in at the
Radio.
end.
Welcome back to Cabbage Radio Hub. I'm your host, Cabbage, and with my co-host today, the other hero. How you doing today?
I spilt my Dr. Pepper cream soda on my desk, and some of it got in my keyboard, and it's sticky, and I
Oh
hate everything
no!
now.
Oh no! You gotta like use pressurized air to clean that out.
I have it. I don't want to do it because when I do it, my cat gets scared and he looks at me like I beat him, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm cleaning something else. Why are you making me feel bad?
Just like lock him out of the door. He'll probably like scratch at your door, but he'll be fine.
Oh, so yeah, I would try that, but my door has actually been busted for since before I was born, pretty much, and it just doesn't close.
Oh
So
no!
my cat can just walk in and out of my room as much as he wants.
Oh no! But
Yeah, it's especially
anyways,
bad when he just decides to pee and shit in my room.
oh no, that sounds bad. But anyways, we're back, and you know, we would start talking about Black Adam because that's like a big thing. But I am just the best planner and host there is, and completely forgot about to talk about the Mario movie and this one other like tiny little thing that came out, which is Wolverine back in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I actually, dude, I remember looking back when we recorded. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or 2 episodes ago. We were
Yeah.
gonna record it. The news came out, and we were like, "All right, yeah, we'll do it." And then I only realized it when we started listening. Like after you posted it, I was like, "We didn't touch on Deadpool 3 like we said we would."
Oh no,
Like,
it was worse for me because I found out like right as we were ending it with when you were talking about famous celebrity voice acting. I'm like, huh. Yeah, I'm a great host. But anyways, I guess we're gonna
hey,
talk
we all
about that
forgot.
first. I think we're just gonna start off with the Super Mario movie because I recently he rewatched that trailer upon watching Black Adam.
All right. So, for that movie, I'm excited because it looks really good. Like animation on it,
Like
beautiful.
if if you don't look at the animation, you would not believe this was a Illumination movie because the trailer actually looks like
Honestly,
a real trailer. It's insane.
it's crazy, dude. Like actually. Um and then I know everyone has their reservations about Chris Pratt as a
Oh
voice
yeah.
actor, which all right. My thoughts have always been for voice acting especially, hire the voice actor, hire actual voice actors for movies because they're just 9 times out of 10 they're going to be better at it because that's their job. Like it's what
Yeah.
they train to do. It it's not a oh well an acting is just easy across the board. No, there's specific disciplines that go into it. Um and so I don't really I would rather we get an actual voice actor for animated movie roles because it'll just end up a lot better for everyone. You'll end up with a better product unless you're a marketing person, and then you realize that you have to actually market the movie to be harder. The movie marketing just becomes way harder because you don't have a recognizable face. And so for Chris Pratt's voice, I think it's fine. I get everyone wanting the Charles Martinet, classic Italian voice for Mario,
Oh
but
yeah, definitely.
I'm also sitting here going, if I have to listen to Italian Mario the whole time, I may get pissed off because I don't even like listening to I don't even like listening to Greek people speak with their normal accents because I'm like, just speak. I can't
Yeah.
understand you.
Oh yeah,
And I mean,
definitely.
maybe that's ignorant of me, but I want to be able to I want to be able to understand Mario, and I kind of enjoy the idea that he comes from like New Donk City or whatever, and in New Donk City they speak with a Boston accent or whatever.
No, he came from the real life New York. What are you talking about? No, but
Like,
I honestly think that Chris Pratt's voice is fine. I mean,
yeah, we've
it's
heard like 2 seconds of it too.
granted. I kind of think that Chris Pratt overhyped it because he said that he was working on it for like months and months, and yeah, I do admit like it's a little underwhelming, considering how he marketed it. Because he tried to sound like it was some revolutionary voice acting with the Mario voice, but it ended up being just like a little bit of Italian accent, which again I'm completely fine with, but I just think he kind of like oversold it. And that's probably why people are like a little annoyed about it.
Like it's a weird case of like everyone's just mad about something, and it's not really the biggest thing to get mad about.
Yeah. I mean, other than that,
So,
like everyone loved the trailer.
Oh yeah, like dude, Bowser.
Oh my god,
like
Bowser's gonna be so good. I love Bowser. I love Jack Black and everything he does.
I mean, everyone does. Like, it's Jack Black, bro. How do you not love him? Like, he's Poe.
Exactly.
He's Poe. Like, come on.
Exactly, and
I love my boy.
And like I even remember seeing a tweet about how Jack Black said there's going to be like a musical side to Bowser. I'm 100% all for that.
Oh, he's gonna have a blast.
Jack Black sounds so fucking excited for this movie.
And that's what makes it better. Like when you get those movies that come out too, and like even the actors especially are like super excited for it. Because it makes a huge difference in, like, experience when you're watching a movie, and you could tell that the actor is having as much fun as you are.
Oh, yeah. And,
like
the thing with the Chris Pratt Mario thing going on is that I saw I saw a YouTube video where they literally use an AI generation for Charles Martin's voice, and I was absolutely disgusted by it. Cause that is the problem. Like you literally are the problem with, like big time studios and using generated voice acting instead of like a real human.
I mean, dude, like case in point pretty much is, Darth Vader. In Kenobi, yeah. And like Luke in what was it? It was Mando season 2. Oh wait, no. I say it was Mando season 3 because Mando just came in and stole the show from Boba Fett. Yeah. But anyway. They God, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like people will go off saying that I hate that they generated James Earl Jones' voice for Kenobi, but then praise the person who generated fucking Charles Martin's voice for Mario because it's a voice actor that they don't like. I'm like, you're literally the problem here. You are causing the issue. Like this is why studios continue to do these things because they see content, like they see YouTubers do this and think, oh, so people are going to love it when we do this, but better.
It's weird. Like it's all a marketing strategy at the end of the day. You know what will get the most people in, and what will make us the most money. And so doing something like that, getting a voice that's recognizable, you'll get a bunch of people in theaters. I mean, like it goes back to the voice actor thing. They could have gotten actual like full on voice actors for this project, but they know Chris Pratt brings in money, and they know and like it's the same with Jack Black as well. He brings in money.
Yeah,
like everybody knows it,
and
so that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. It's like it's kind of like a weird in between with people and how they perceive like recasting and stuff with these movies, like how they won't recast James Earl Jones and they're mad about it, but like and then it's like the same problem where they just pick and choose what to hate depending on what they like and don't like. And it's the same issue with Wakanda Forever, how people are mad because they don't recast someone for Wakanda Forever, even though they were given full reins to recast.
Yeah.
And it's like a weird in between where they just get mad at the same exact thing, but then don't get mad at that same thing for a different thing.
I'm just perpetually angry at this point. Like,
oh, dude,
if I'm gonna be mad,
yeah,
I gotta be mad altogether. Like, you know,
like honestly, this whole like past couple months has made me like perpetually pissed at everything. Like, there's always just something to be mad about.
It's always like, it's going to be a good day when you just turn on Twitter. Well, I mean, the first mistake was opening Twitter, but
yeah,
I digress. I like to be in drama. But yeah, opening Twitter and seeing seeing something in general trending. Like the last 2 weeks have just been, everything has exploded kind of different controversies in general.
Yeah.
Like, there was the Bayonetta 3 controversy, and then there was the Rooster Teeth controversy, which, oh boy, that was a time. Let me tell you. And with the Bayonetta 3 one, it just keeps going and gets worse and worse, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You don't know how worse it could get until it keeps getting
really
worse.
Don't. I mean, it's honestly mostly because of Warner Brothers, but I mean, even outside, I mean, even recently, Warner Brothers is like one of the bigger issues. But now there's even like other issues with with other bigger companies now. Like, for example, Bayonetta 3. But there's also Disney, which recently the CEO pointed out that animation is not for children, is not for adults. And I just gotta say that's hilarious, considering he is a recent CEO, and this happens.
This company was founded on animation.
Yeah. I don't understand that mindset, and I just find it really coincidental how this brand new CEO makes a statement shortly after Zaslav has made it pretty clear that he believes that same exact philosophy, going back to my tinfoil hat moments in the last episode.
I mean, I'm with you. Like, it's too close to be a coincidence, really. It's like, it's mighty sus. It mostly seems like it was pretty much, all right, let's see who's gonna break the ice first on this, and then when I say it, it won't, like, it's kind of a decision of just, this is shit over here, so if I just kind of sneak this in, no one will really notice.
It's like put on the carpet.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, anime. I'm excited for the Mario movie though, because I don't care if it's an animated movie. I don't care if it's directed for children. I just want a good animated movie. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I had to rewatch like.
Oh, here, go ahead.
No, I had to rewatch like 2 animated movies today because I was so tired of it. I was so tired of not seeing one.
You had to, or you got to? Am I right?
You're right.
Because watching animated movies are a treat.
Right,
no one can ever take. And like, I mean, oh crap, I forgot my train of thought. But like, going through, and for that movie, I'm going to be, for the Mario movie, I don't even care like if like the plot runs together, or if it all works perfectly together. My what I want out of this movie is literally, I want a video game movie to be fun and to emulate the video game it's based on. And like, that is all I care about.
I mean, we had the last one be good. The last one was good.
What was the last one? Sonic. That's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Sonic. I forgot you don't like Sonic. Can't believe you.
I am not a Sonic fan. I'll
never get over that. It's gonna be my running gag.
Built this way. I'm sorry. It's not
And
my fault.
anyways, okay, back to more comic book stuff because that's all we're good for.
Yeah, it's our area of expertise, you know.
Yeah. Anyways, the biggest news that I forgot to talk about yesterday, the last episode was the Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine, which
Yeah.
I love it. I'm really excited for it. There it is a little bit of I'm very mixed on it considering the way Logan ended and he's being brought back to the MCU. Like I understand that
Well,
it's a
okay,
different
so
universe.
is it like this came up a little bit, the whole it's MCU thing. I'm perpetually now on the idea that the MCU is just a brand at this point. And it's not even connected universe outside of the movies, like the specific movies. It's just this is the brand now because this kind of came up with a couple people I was talking to about freshman year, the new Spider-Man show that's going to be coming out, because that was advertised as MCU, but it's a whole bunch of changes. So
Right.
it's like, is it MCU or is it something else? And I'm like, all right, this has to be just like the brand now,
Yeah. It's kind of
because
turns to like it's just kind of like turns into one big thing rather than just a cinematic universe.
which I am okay with it just being the brand now, because we can have a whole bunch of stuff under the Marvel Cinematic Universe brand or whatever, and then we can get like a bunch of creative shit going on. I mean, like bringing back Hugh Jackman Wolverine to fight, or not to fight, but to just have an adventure with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, like something that they've wanted, a bunch of fans have wanted. Like
Yeah.
it's a dream come true. Like
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna be so happy watching this movie.
Yeah, but I think the thing that's kind of like holding me back from absolutely like thinking this perfection is kind of just the send off to the character Wolverine as a whole, because like you look back at the ending of Logan and it feels final for Wolverine as a character in general. It's kind of like if you just bring back Iron Man in like a completely different continuity somewhere else that isn't like a part of the MCU timeline. Like, yeah, it's a different timeline, so it's fine. But at the same time, like it's kind of undoing some of that importance for the death of Wolverine. It's kind of like a Palpatine thing, except this is probably gonna be done way better, but still.
Well, I kind of feel like it's kind of up to the person too, a little bit. Like I don't like, as long because it doesn't seem, especially for this, they're not going to like, it's not like they're gonna start the movie, which honestly, if they did start the movie like this, I would commend them.
The dead
But
speak.
well, so it's not like they're gonna start the movie with Deadpool showing up like right at the end of Logan, and then sticking Logan as he's dying with a bunch of like, heal. Here you go. Here's the heal juice. Come on, we're in the movie.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they have too much integrity for that.
I mean, to be fair, I would enjoy that, because I think it'd be hilarious if
I know people
they
will be
just
pissed
did
though.
that.
It'd be funny, but people will be pissed.
Well, stay mad is my answer, because I would enjoy it.
Like people who put Logan as their number one comic book movie will be absolutely pissed.
I don't feel like I don't see how it could ruin the movie. For like it's just like the way I see it, because I just don't see this ruining the movie, like ruining Logan for me. I can
Yeah,
still go in and see Logan as like its own thing and be completely fine with it and happy.
yeah,
So I
I
don't
think it
know,
really
like,
is just kind of a personal thing where some will be mad about it, others won't. It's kind of like a subjective thing, if anything.
well, everything is subjective. I mean,
Okay, fair enough. Except the Batman. If you think Batman's a bad movie, then that's not.
that's
Then
true.
that's
That's
just
true.
wrong. That's just completely wrong. But
Objective false here.
no, but I am excited to see. I want to see like I want to see more of like a buddy cop movie type thing with Deadpool and
Yeah.
Wolverine. I think that's
Well,
probably the
so
best type of movie I want to see from them.
so what I've heard actually is that the movie, at least the original drafts of the scripts they were throwing around, was that it was going to be a like Thelma and Louise style, like they're retelling the story. They're retelling the story themselves, and each of them is like gonna interrupt it at different points to be like, no, 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 see, this is what happened, kind of deal. And I think that honestly is like the perfect way to do a Deadpool movie in general, because of how much like he deals with fourth wall stuff, and like they can do those breaks and make it less so that, you know, it's just Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, and they have like more characters, but it fits because see, this is how you're supposed to remember the story, because this is what actually happened, Wolverine, not this. And then like they have those kind of disagreements going through, which could lend to some really funny jokes.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect. I'm excited though. I want to see what they do with it.
God,
But
I can't wait.
yeah, me neither. Yeah, but before we talk about Black Adam, you know, a funny. I was just gonna talk about Black Adam immediately after, but a funny thing happened yesterday with DC, which people hate. Like they actively want. It's like
I wouldn't say people hate. I'd say the Snyder cultists hate.
Oh
it
yeah,
because
no. Okay, well I can't say that because I don't want to get canceled. So you can want them to say that.
I'll take that bullet for you.
Thank you. So, if you haven't heard about what happened yesterday, so James Gunn and what was the other person exactly?
Peter Safran.
yeah. James Gunn and Peter Safran completely claimed as the owners of DC as now being changed to DC Studios instead of
the hierarchy of power in the DC universe. The Rock promised. I mean,
yep, it's the change of power that we got. It wasn't in the movie, but it was definitely out of the movie.
Bro, we all thought he was talking about Black Adam. He was
talking about DC
game.
as a whole. Like he was like Dwayne was playing that shit like around us. He was like thinking about every other possible thing. And it's kind of like, nope, that's not it. You got it wrong.
Top tier marketing, like not gonna lie.
Yeah, but DC is now run by James Gunn, and people are not happy. Well, okay, I say people, but I can't say the other thing.
And the Snyder cultists.
yeah. The Snyder fanboys. I'll say that. Yeah.
The people who hate Superman being actually Superman.
Yeah, people who want to see an evil Superman in their stories.
No, not even like evil Superman. They just want to see it's the he's dark, he's edgy, he's not your grandpa's Superman. I'm like, yeah, but I want to see Superman in trunks because it's amazing. Like,
yeah. No, it was like kind of insane news, and I love that idea because I mean James Gunn won. Yeah, DC won, and DC like is leaving Marvel in the dirt right now. In terms of like company wise, I wouldn't say movie wise after Black Adam, but we'll get to that later. No, but DC looks great right now with James Gunn because, like, I know there were people saying that he's gonna ruin a lot of characters, but he's a competent enough director where he knows which characters he's good at writing and which ones he's not. Plus, I don't think they know what like owners of DC do. They don't actually like create these characters. Do I don't think they know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are like Snyder created Superman, and I'm like, what the hell, my guy, huh?
I don't think people understand like what comes from things. It's like if a child goes to a parent's like, "Mommy, where do babies come from?" It's like, "Mommy,
Bro,
where do comic book characters come from, Mommy? Do they come from the DC company?"
Impossible. Never. Could never come from the company that created them.
Like it's just so funny seeing like people get mad about how James Gunn is gonna ruin the Superman character. I'm like,
Dear God,
do
we
you,
have a competent director and writer talking and taking over Superman.
I know
It's
it's
never gonna
crazy.
be good.
Then like directors aren't solely responsible for writing the characters in their movies. That's what writers are for.
Well, there's writer director, there's screenwriter, and then there's director who just comes in. Like, what's funny
Yeah,
is that Snyder didn't actually write most of his DC movies. They were literally just like Goyer, like David Goyer wrote most of them, and then Snyder came in and directed.
yeah,
He had some say in the story of just like, oh hey, let's do this idea, but he didn't write them.
exactly. And
Like,
it's like not every director of every not like every owner of every company is going to have that type of creative input. Like, and even if he did, it's not like it's a bad thing. I mean, like people like they would just see James Gunn's face and just assume that everything he did before was bad now. Like now,
yeah, which
like I'm now seeing people hate on the Suicide Squad when before that happened, everybody was like over the moon for it. I did not see a single person hate on that movie.
because that movie had nothing to actually really hate on unless you're looking at like plot stuff, which sure, like that can, if you value plot big time, that might bother you. But Gunn and his characters and his dialogue is so good.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it's all hilarious. I mean, dude, the trailer for the Guardians holiday special dropped,
Oh my
and
god, I love that one.
in a minute of screen time, that one trailer got me so happy, hyped, and laughing that I'm convinced it's going to be one of the best products that Marvel puts out. Like,
Yeah, I'm also speaking of Marvel. I'm actually kind of curious as to what they're doing with James Gunn's now because I don't like
I
I've
believe
heard
I
that they
saw.
fired him from Marvel. I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh, are you talking about all that drama that happened before?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know what
Okay, yeah.
exactly happened
So,
there. I've heard that
um,
he got fired or something, but I don't actually know for sure.
yes. So what I remember happening, because I was present on Twitter at the time, was that they found a bunch of like it was basically cancel culture came out. James Gunn was getting a lot of praise after Guardians 2 kind of, I think it was around Guardians 2 came out. It was like Guardians 2 or Infinity War time frame. And so he was getting a lot of praise, and whenever someone gets to the top, there's people looking to tear him down, and people found like a bunch of dark humor tweets from like 2000, like early 2000s or 2010s, and like they lost their shit over it. And Marvel, in their haste to be like, oh well, we don't want to be associated with anyone like that, dropped him. And then like everyone else looked at the tweets and was like, yeah, this is just dark humor, get over it. And DC scooped him up real quick, because they realized, hey, we have a movie that would play exactly to Gunn's strengths as a writer and director. Let's scoop him up because he made bank with Guardians 2 and the public loved that movie. And that's how we ended up getting the Suicide Squad. So
Okay.
some good can come from cancel culture because we got the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean, one in like 5 moments, cancel culture actually does the job, kind of.
Dude, every now and then a blind squirrel does find an acorn.
No, but I am really excited for what James Gunn could do because he's a very competent director, and you know what I'm really hoping that it can be better than what we saw with Black Adam, which I guess now we can
All
talk
right.
about because Black. Well, we'll get our spoiler-free thoughts out the way for people who haven't seen it yet, because Black Adam is a movie.
I have a feeling we're going to be on two very different sides of the spectrum here.
All right. So, what are your like general thoughts about it without spoiling anything?
Okay, I first off, I my expectations for this movie were a straight up just this is going to be action. There's going to be some corniness in there, and it's going to feel like a comic book, like a good comic book. And I got exactly what I wanted from this movie. It was exactly what I expected and needed it to be.
Yeah, yeah. For me personally, the way Dwayne like marketed Black Adam, I was just so excited to see him like that passionate about Black Adam that I'm like, okay, this has to be like perfection now, right? This has to be like amazing now, right? And I went in, I was a little disappointed, but overall, it was fun. It's nothing to be like too like okay. If you like really think about it and sit down for like 5 minutes, and I might piss some people off when I say this, Black Adam is the most basic superhero movie I've ever seen.
Ooh,
Like
ooh,
I think
actually, oh,
I think I'd say that
ooh.
because like honestly, no, the action was really fucking great. I really love the action, and you know what? It's a lot of fun from start to finish. But if you actually think about like writing wise, it's the most basic thing I've probably seen in a superhero movie.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's definitely like the thing that I kind of hold most comic book movies towards is I want to like I hold it towards a standard of like, all right, you're basing it off of a medium that relies on its art, and its action, and then its dialogue to make things to like make it engaging for a person because they're like it's just a book, but you actually get the visualization. Like the author doesn't have to, or the writer doesn't have to try as hard to describe the visuals because they have an artist to take care of that. And
Right.
art in comics are usually the art in comic books is amazing. And like that's how we end up with some really, really iconic moments because like I mean Spider-Man lifting the wreckage off of himself, covered in water, like in Homecoming. That
Yeah.
is something ripped directly from the comics, and it sticks with you that much longer. Or even like a moment like in Spider-Man 2, Toby's Spider-Man holding the train back. That's an image that doesn't really exist in a comic, but you believe that it could be because of just how much like comic book energy it gives.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I got from Black Adam is I got a bunch of action that looked like it was straight up ripped from a comic book. Like I mean Cyclone's powers and Dr. Fate. Like that was insane, and then all of the interactions like the fights between Hawkman and Black Adam. That was a comic book fight right there and I
Yeah,
loved
like
it.
every like this coming from a person like just now recently started reading comics more, is that it just
Yes.
exudes comic book energy feel. Like it exudes comic book energy. And I like that. I enjoy that. It's a very fun movie. There without spoiling anything, there are like a little things that kind of annoyed me. I don't like how Dr. Fate always takes his helmet off. It's weird. It's such
It's
a weird
yeah.
thing because
While it's weird, I'm not complaining because Pierce Brosnan had so much drip in that movie that I was like, yes, please let me see your face the
oh
entire
yeah,
time.
no, okay. Granted, I love his face, but even still, like it got weird for me. Like the first time I was like fine, but then he kept on taking his mask off while he was still using his powers as Doctor Fate. I'm like, this is kind of weird. This shouldn't be happening.
Yeah,
Because like, even I know that Doctor Fate isn't Doctor Fate when he doesn't have his mask on. I'm like,
it
it's a little weird.
depends
It's like a main
actually.
gripe.
It actually kind of depends. Like I'm not the most familiar with Dr. Fate either. The most I know about him comes from like Young Justice. I know that it kind of shifts from whatever run you're reading, like most things in comic book media does.
Right.
It depends a lot on which version of the comics you're reading, because in some instances you'll end up with like versions of Dr. Fate where the host has absolutely no control over their body and what is doing and what's going on, and Nabu, the spirit inside, is the one in control of everything. In other instances they share like half and half, and it's kind of a Dr. Heckle or Mr. Whatever. Dr. Heckle and Jai. Fuck. I've lost it. I'm not even going to try anymore. But yeah, so it depends a lot on which version we're getting. And so for this, I wasn't really upset because I enjoyed seeing Kent and Fate on screen at like any time, and his suit was absolutely insanely accurate. Like, dude,
Oh yeah,
the costume design in this movie.
The costumes look so amazing. Like, I did not have a problem with a single costume, which is not something I can say about the MCU nowadays, but the costumes do look amazing.
Like, my only problems currently with the DC costumes is the fact that is Superman's suit in the regular DC stuff and Flash's suits.
You know,
like,
that's understandable. I don't like the Flash. The CW Flash suit is terrible now.
No. The current CW Flash suit, I actually love. I love that suit. I'm talking about Ezra's Flash suit. The armored look and everything.
You know what? That's kind of that's fair enough. I think it kind of appeals to like more techno babble side of him, but yeah, it kind of looks like what you would see in a Marvel movie where everything's just overcomplicated.
Yeah, and that's not what I enjoy about those movies.
Yeah.
Like for comic book thing, like I love Battinson's, or not Battinson, it's Pat Bat. I get
Pat Bat.
I love Pat Bat's suit so much because it's like while it is that kind of, we're going for realism ish thing, it still feels like a Batman suit because of the way it's just designed.
Yeah.
Like I would look at this in a comic book and I would not like be surprised to see it in a comic book. It fits, unlike a lot of other movie suits that just feel over designed and they wouldn't fit in a comic book movie. Like as much as I dislike the original Homecoming suit because of the black lines that are on the red and the shoulders, it's still like that is something Spider-Man can wear in a comic, and it wouldn't be like a pain in the ass on the artist to draw.
Yeah, because I mean, like most of Holland's suits have been fine. The hybrid suit's probably like my least favorite one, but everything else.
Wait, hybrid suit? Oh, are you talking about the one in No Way Home with the gold spider chest? Yeah,
yeah. It. Like, the hybrid suit and the Iron Spider suit are, like, my least favorite ones, but on that, it has been, like, fine to, perfection with the endings, the final swing suit, which is literal perfection. I love it. But, as far as, costume design goes, I love the costumes in DC, especially with Black Adam. Like, Black Adam's suit is so great. It's kind of insane how they're all just, I think Black Adam's, like, full CGI, right?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if both him and Fate were completely CGI, because like those suits, the way they use them and like all of their action scenes kind of necessitates CGI, because they fly around, their powers, the lightning and everything, the mask, but they did such a good job with those suits that I completely believe that they are. Fate's suit looks so good because it, like, when he's wearing it, it looks like they actually made it, and they gave the CGI artists time to actually put the details on them.
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing.
Yeah, I mean, the Fate suit is amazing. Even Black, like the detail, like the the grainy texture on Black Adam's suit is gorgeous.
It kind of has the same feel as like Moon Knight's suit in the MCU, where like it has that extra Egyptian detailing.
Yeah.
Which
Uh,
I know a lot of people like say what you will about MCU Moon Knight. That suit was not one of the problems.
no,
With
no, it wasn't.
MCU.
It's like the case where adding more CGI was a problem because the practical suit looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But other than costumes, it's like fine. It's fun. It's a very fun movie. Acting, I didn't really have that much of a problem with. Some of the some of the dialogue got a little corny at times. And yeah, I mean, that appealed to that. That worked for most scenes, but some scenes I'm like, okay, that doesn't need to be like this joke in there, or that didn't need to be like this. Like this line felt a little too corny for the scene. It's like small things here and there that annoyed me about like when it came to just small things that weren't a part of like the story or the writing or anything.
Yeah. Which, like, that makes sense. I mean, no movie is perfect, really. All right, will we get into spoilers a little bit? Because I feel like we can't talk about it after this.
Yeah, at that point, yeah. So if you haven't seen the movie, click off in 3, 2, 1. I don't like the story.
I mean, I'm not really going to say no, because I do think that the movie should have, like, personally, I think it would have been a ballsy play if the movie just ended with Black Adam staying in stasis. Like,
Yeah,
I think that would have
that
absolutely
would have, yeah.
that would have been a ballsy move, and I would have respected it. I'm also like not upset that it didn't, because I think that moment when he does break out and come back actually does work pretty well. Especially with, Dr. Fate's whole deal with it, with everything in Black Adam. I think it works. Because like Black Adam isn't the star of, or like the best part of his own movie. It's
No.
very much Fate and Hawkman.
Oh yeah, no, those two are actually amazing. I love those two. I probably like those two more than Black Adam, honestly.
Oh, I absolutely did. Like, they were the two for me that was like, if this movie doesn't stick the landing with them, I'm going to be pissed, because I've been wanting a Justice Society thing for so long. Like, I've wanted a Justice Society movie for so long, because they don't get enough, and they should get way more.
I mean, even the other two with Cyclone and Atom Smasher, they have the small moments that I appreciated. I would have liked to see more of them though, because I really like them, but we don't get to see a whole lot of them, and that's kind of like the biggest problem with the movie for me, is that we don't get a whole lot of like smaller moments, because, or if we do, like, they're not touched up more as they should, because they're just for every talking scene, there's like 3 other fight scenes. And that's kind of like my biggest issue. There's just too many fight scenes and not enough like actual like dialogue going on.
I get that, and like for me, that's not really where it like becomes a problem, because as I said too, it's the comic book superhero movie.
Yeah.
That's what it feels
it's
like.
It's kind of like
so for me,
a full on comic book movie.
oh yeah, like, so seeing like those action scenes in the middle, like that people are talking and then the action scenes just starts. Like, my favorite one in this whole movie was when Hawkman comes in to talk to Hawkman and Fate both come into I think it was the apartment to talk. Yeah. And Fate just literally sits down and is like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you two fight, because it's not my problem. And he pops him in and sits right in the chair and just lets them fight. And I'm like, yeah. Like, that was my favorite moment.
That's like probably one of my favorite moments in the movie, because it's so funny. Like, it's a type of humor that works, and I think the humor overall works really fucking well, but it's just placed at some moments.
Mm. It's kind of like I guess maybe the Peacemaker effect, because while Peacemaker is really good,
really like
it
Peacemaker.
Also has a tendency for its humor to go too long.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I mean, like, yeah, my biggest problem is that there's enough fight. There are too many fight scenes, and I would have really appreciated more time with Atom Smasher and Cyclone, and maybe I don't know how I feel about I think Dr. Fate and Hawkman were fine and had enough screen time. I think my biggest issue was really set me off was like the final act, because I really don't like it when this is a personal gripe, but I really hate it when the superhero loses their powers in some way, but then it brings back in like the final act. It's kind of a thing that I've been tired of for a while, and I
blame Spider-Man 2 for this. I blame Spider-Man 2 for this. That movie's not good.
Okay, I'm saving that for a different video, but anyways, like I'm just kind of tired of superheroes losing their powers and them being brought back into the final act, because it's been overused so many times that once you see just even a smidge of I need to give into my powers, you automatically know that they're going to be brought back in the final act, like immediately. Like from the first line of dialogue, you automatically know, okay, well, this isn't permanent.
So that was a lie.
Yeah, pretty much. And okay, what about Sakaar? What are your thoughts on Sakaar? Because I have my thoughts about him. I want to hear your thoughts about it first.
Wait, you mean Sabacc?
Sabacc. Why did I say Sakaar?
Because
Sabacc.
The MCU. I don't
God,
know.
MCU is like filling my. MCU is just living in my head
rent
free. It's living in my head rent free. But anyways, what are your thoughts on Sabacc as a whole?
I think he was just kind of put in at the end because they didn't want to stick the landing with the Black Adam goes bad. Like, they needed some other threat to put Black Adam as the hero, or at least the protagonist of the story, and conclude his arc of being a protector for Kahndaq, which I think him being a protector of Kahndaq, that's totally fine. And I like that their message kind of like that other joke of, who will teach your son violence now if his father's not here. I thought that was a fun joke and perfect for this kind of movie and the message they're going for. And so Sabacc coming in and being a threat to Kahndaq works a lot better than trying to shoehorn the Justice Society as a threat to Kahndaq. Because that would have actually made me mad, is if the Justice Society was the villains. I'm okay with them being the antagonists because technically in Infinity War, the Avengers are the antagonists of that movie. So it's totally fine. And I think just a straight up, let's have Black Adam fight the Justice League or the Justice Society would have been a banger idea. But I don't think it's that terrible that they brought Sabacc in, and they still used Fate. It allowed them to use the characters in a really fun way still. Fate's, as much as I'm sad about it, because I want to see more of him, which we still can get. His death hit really well because we love that character. You love that character in the movie.
Yeah, they definitely make you they force feed you Dr. Fate's here, love this fucking character.
I do. I want more of him. I want more of him so bad.
Yeah, and I think my overall thoughts on Sabacc is that he's fine as a villain, but I think his connection with Black Adam needed to be a lot stronger, because when you think about it, he's sort of been a consequence for Black Adam that he needed to overcome. The way Sabacc really came about is that because Black Adam's violent tendencies to kill any villain he sees, he killed the what was it, ancestor of Sabacc, I think?
The ancestor of the host.
yeah, the ancestor of the host, and so he killed the ancestor of the host, but the host knew that once he dies, Sabacc would be brought back into the world. It's sort of been like a more character-driven thing where he needed to learn his lesson to be a little more tame with his killing, because that is literally the exact reason for Sabacc being brought about and terrorizing Dakar, is because he killed him, and of his violent tendencies to get pissed off and violently murder any like bad guy he sees. So so it was kind of weird, like where this was a result of Black Adam killing people, but Dr. Fate played it off as, well, you're the only one strong enough, so we need you here anyways, whether we don't like you or not.
And so I don't necessarily think that like works as a bad thing, because like for at least the character of Black Adam, he's not supposed to be a hero, and you expect your heroes to learn from their mistakes and learn how to be a better hero just in general. And so for the villain to not really get that lesson, I don't actually mind it. I think it works in the movie's favor, because they're not trying to say this is a heroic guy. They're just like, this is kind of his lesson ish, is he doesn't learn from his mistakes. And so whereas like the Justice Society does in their like, Fate does learn from his life, or at least Kent does learn from his life as Dr. Fate, and finally takes fate into his own hands, kind of.
Yeah. That's
so
understandable. I think I think it's really just a main problem with me again not being upset about him losing his powers and coming back for the climax, is that if they would have kept Black Adam there for the rest of the movie, then like maybe he could have had a realization like, wait a minute, I screwed up. I hurt this. I killed this person because I don't learn my lesson, and then now the city that praises me is going to be destroyed. And then maybe the Justice Society is like, you know what? And then where Dr. Fate can have that same speech to Black Adam, like, while he's reminiscing on his past actions, and then
like
we have the same Dr.
Whatever.
Fate's. Yeah, now we can have like the same Dr. Fate speech. I think I just would have liked it if he didn't, lose the powers and become isolated, because I really don't like that trope anymore. That's really just like my main issue with that whole thing, is that it makes sense for Black Adam to not learn his lesson because he's a person who doesn't learn his fucking lesson at all. But it's like, I didn't want him to be isolated and lose the powers, is a thing.
Yeah, like it's a tired trope that happens, and that's kind of the thing with a lot of superhero movies just in general, because for a comic book movie, if you want to do that kind of longer form story where the hero learns a bigger lesson, a lot of those stories come from comics that are just, they're spaced out over a longer period of time. Like a lot of the best stories in comics come from like 3 to 5 issue arcs, or maybe even a whole like run that takes place over the course of like 20 issues. And so it's just hard to get those longer standing messages and growth across in a movie.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Like you got to make that smart choice of, all right, what do we cut and like what do we go for within the limits of a movie?
I mean, yeah, I guess they decided to cut the whole like superhero, like the Justice League Society controversy plotline, I guess. Cause like,
what?
Cause you know how like at the start of the movie, after the first encounter, the fuck, what was her name? The woman talked about how JSA weren't like actual heroes, but Black Adam was.
Oh, yeah, I forget. Yeah, the mom.
Yeah,
Which like that.
I don't even
Yeah,
know her fucking name. That's how like forgettable she was, honestly.
that's true. Oh, I don't even remember if they like say her name though. That's the thing.
I don't know, but
Like,
it that whole thing was really interesting to see, but it just kind of never got brought up again. Like I wanted more of that, and I think like yeah, it's a problem with it's 2 hour runtime, and it's just not having enough time to grow that other plot line. But I think if they like extended it to like 2.5 hours, it would have been so much better.
yeah, they might have been able to get away with it better.
Yeah, I don't
Because
know.
like
I don't know why it's only 2 hours. It feels like very short.
it kind of felt long. I don't know if this was just me, but it kind of felt longer. For like when I was sitting down in the theater, it actually felt like it was a longer movie than it actually was, and I was kind of surprised about that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
it's
really know how
different
to
for
describe
everybody,
it.
obviously.
Well, because like I said, I expected the movie to end when he got put into the ice.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So like, yeah, that's why I guess it felt longer to me. Because I was like, well, shouldn't this have ended? Like, my writer sense is telling me that the movie should have ended already. Something's not all right here.
Yeah, I honestly I wouldn't mind him being like kept in that isolation chamber. Like you said, that would have been a very ballsy move, but let's be honest, they were never planning on doing it.
Yeah, I
But
know. It's wish fulfillment. I mean,
yeah, but after like outside of that, I really want the Justice League controversy thing to be just more expanded upon. But 2 hours and everything, that and like I don't really like the kid. He's not like he was fun for the first couple minutes. I really liked him in the opening, but like then I thought about it, I was like, it's just a worse Freddy. Like he's like
I've
a dollar
seen
store
that going
Freddy.
around. Yeah, I've seen that one going around.
Yeah,
Like I thought he was. I think actually it was more up to the kid's performance, which like child actor, it's a bit harder to judge the performance of a kid actor because it's kind of spotty. Of like
yeah,
sometimes you'll get child actors like whoever who played Laura in Logan, Daphne Keene.
yeah.
Sometimes you'll get child actors like Daphne Keene that pull off really really good performances as a kid, and then you get some kids that just it's not in the cards, and so I'm like I don't know if I should judge this like super harshly because the kid's not doing his job the best way, but just the kids.
I know,
I
like
don't
that.
know.
It's a very weird in between with like child actors because you have child actors that really do an amazing job. My personal favorite's probably Aiden Gallagher as Fives in the Umbrella Academy, which I still love that show. I don't care if people hate it. I love it,
I
but
have to watch it. Like I haven't seen it.
that's understandable. I don't want to talk about Umbrella Academy for too long because I'm just never going to stop. But Aiden Gallagher is my personal favorite child actor, and there's just some that's not gonna do it, and it's a kid, they're just kids, but you also have to judge them for just how they're doing as a kid actor, because they're actors, but they're also
Mhm.
kids.
Yeah, and you don't want to be like the one that sets up. Like child actors have like a really tough go of it, which
Oh yeah,
is really unfortunate.
yeah. Child actors in of itself are fundamentally broken, but you need them for movies.
Yeah, like I think I think the child actor that like turned out the best was Rupert Grint, who plays Ron Weasley in Harry Potter. Like he's such a mood because what he did with his paycheck, like he got it. People asked him, they're like, "Oh, what do you want to do with your paycheck when you get paid and all that?" And this is like an interview for the first movie, and he was like, "I want an ice cream truck and I want to sell ice cream," and and he did exactly that. Like he just bought ice cream. And he sells it right now, and I'm like, dude, I wish I had your life goals because that's
That man,
amazing.
that man
Like,
is just a chat. Like that kid is a chat. He's just embracing his childhood and like, what do you want to do? Like, you're a famous actor for a big movie. What do you want to do for your life? I want ice cream. Like that
yeah,
kid, like
I want to
100%
sell ice
embraces
cream.
his
Like,
child, and I love it. But the kid, honestly, I like Freddie a lot more. It might be his performance, it might not. I think I just don't personally like it's like when you see a character that resembles Freddy that just did everything like really well. It's like, okay, but
yeah,
Freddy did it
it's that
better.
character archetype.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did like the town coming together to be a hero. I love that trope, even if it's like
Yeah, that was
very
neat.
like even if it's like very like very old. I still love it to this day. I love it when like
Yeah, I think that one gets
small
done
why
like way more.
yeah, but I love it when it's like a very smaller scale, just coming together. It's like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna come together to beat up the bad guys. I love it.
Yeah, if it's a feel good moment, and it's those moments that you look for the most, really, in your screenplay or like your movie, is you want to get the audience to be like, I'm feeling this,
Oh
like
yeah,
I'm in, I'm with this, I feel the same joy,
yeah, and
and
I
that's what they did.
yeah, and when it comes to like I think I was just very disappointed because of the idea that this was the movie that was going to change the DC universe entirely when it's really just one single post credit scene. I'm like, wait a minute. This doesn't really seem like right.
I mean, right after the movie came out, James Gunn got, in charge of
That
everything,
was a
so
change in the
it
DC
changed.
universe. That was a change in the DC universe that we didn't expect. But when it comes to like the actual universe, nothing really like changed, and I'm like kind of disappointed because I'm over here thinking, okay, this is the movie that David Zaslav is betting his entire company on. There was
That's
absolutely
true.
no way that there isn't going to be some big dramatic change throughout this whole movie, and I kept waiting, and I kept waiting, and I kept waiting, and then finally at the post-credit scene, Henry Cavill. That's it. Cool.
I mean, I'm glad to see him back.
I
Like,
oh no,
I always
I
thought that
love seeing Henry Cavill back, but when it comes to like actual like scale as to how this changes the universe entirely, doesn't really do much.
yeah, that's true. Like, it's not like a big shifting thing as like, Infinity War where they end with the dusting, even though,
Oh
that
yeah,
really meant nothing because they just changed it right after.
yeah,
Like, and Endgame picks up and it's just, wait, what? Snap who? Huh? What are you
yeah,
talking about? And, I think this is a better thing because it just changed the way people look.
yeah.
And so now we have everyone actually like, happy to see Superman, or at least, if you're a sane person and not one of the Snyder cultists, uh,
God,
you're happy to see
I
Superman
forgot that
back.
those people still exist and hate Henry Cavill back.
They hate it because Snyder's not the one doing it, so it's not Superman because he created Superman. Remember, guys?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot he did create Superman. Definitely. Yeah, I like Henry Cavill seeing him
uh,
back, and it sounds like he was very excited to bring back from his like announcement post I did a couple of days ago, I think.
yeah, that was a nice feel good announcement post, which I appreciated seeing that big time.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love when like actors have those moments
Oh
because they
man,
get to show their love for the characters that we love. It's nice. It feels good.
I just love seeing actors like show their love for actually being in the movie itself.
That's true. Like, I mean, I like I you can always tell actually in a sequence if an actor like doesn't want to be there. I mean, take like the Blade movies actually. Mahershala Ali didn't want to be there for Blade Trinity, and you could tell he was like, I'm done. And it sucks a little bit because he was great in the first one.
I love seeing how the actor for Blade actively tries to sabotage the movie.
Dude, if the movie's gonna be bad, I don't even blame you.
Yeah, I've heard
Because
about
like
how
actors
like
can tell.
terrible that script is.
Yeah, actors can tell when a movie's going to be bad or not. Sometimes, like, I mean, you look at like because there's a lot of reasons why an actor will get involved in a script if they like some of the ideas and everything, like the general character or whatever that they're going to be playing.
Yeah,
And so for that kind of stuff, it's a challenge.
yeah. God, that reminds me of Star Wars when like the actors literally had to help George Lucas write the script because they all thought it was terrible.
Oh well, Lucas's dialogue, bro. It's not it. It's not it. Like,
Not a
although
chief.
I will say, I'm going to defend something that a lot of people may find indefensible, but I think people, as much as we meme on it because it's hilarious, I think the "I don't like sand" dialogue and that scene isn't actually bad writing because if you look at Anakin, like if you look at his character, he hasn't spoken to any like person he's really had a crush on. And he's like he's forced to be alone with his crush since he was a kid, and he doesn't know how to flirt. So like what, you think he's gonna be Smooth McGee over here? Nah. He's gonna be saying, I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating and it gets everywhere. Like I don't see that as bad dialogue because it reflects the character.
I think it was just like the performance in that moment, honestly.
Yeah, which I think that goes back to that goes back to directing as well. I don't think George directed those scenes very well.
But
because there is a difference. Like if you look at the scenes between Han and Leia in Episode 5 in Empire Strikes Back when they're having their romantic moments, and then you look at the scenes, in Attack of the Clones between Anakin and Padme, there's a big difference in just overall filmmaking going on because they have them in like different environments. Han and Leia are kind of forced to be at close proximity, and then that enhances the the romantic tension going on, and it forces the characters there. And then in Attack of the Clones, they're just standing on a balcony, and we're not even like looking at any beautiful scenery for them to be like, it's beautiful here or whatever. We're just
you're in a big open
standing
field.
they're just standing on a balcony. Like if you want to have the sand thing, put them out on the beach.
Yeah,
like
you just like kind of like copy paste it. You just kind of like copy paste a random scenery, just throw the actors there, like go make out, love each other, kiss.
Oh man, those movies, they're hilarious.
They are. But back to Black Adam. Let's see. We talked about like the whole ending. We talked about the JSA. I love the JSA. That's probably the best part about the movie. That's probably the only reason why I love the movie overall. None of the fight scenes are fine.
Dude, Hawkman looked so badass in his suit. Like,
yeah. Let's see. Costumes done. I'm like just checking off the list of what we can talk about left. But I think overall, it's a fine enough movie. The action in the Justice League, fuck Justice League. I didn't mean Justice League. Those names kind of interject with me. The acting in
it's more confusing when we've had like the Justice League movie and now the Justice Society is popping up, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah, the Justice Society and the action are all that really have the movie going for them. I think when it comes down to it, I really feel like they sort of played a little more into Black Adam being like not a hero, because when you think about it, he only really beats up the bad guys and does no harm to any civilians whatsoever. Like I would have really loved.
I think that I think that works though for him as like the protector of Kahndaq.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
but
don't expect him to like at least you don't expect him to go out of his way to save people. Like at least like directly save them from debris, but you expect him to save them from like a threat to the entire country.
yeah, that's
If that makes
understandable.
sense. Like
I
it's not like an Avengers thing when you're like, why are they causing so much? Why are they going out of their way to cause so much collateral damage or whatever? And like I saw someone, I forget who or where, but like one of the criticisms or about this was like it's really bad for for the JSA's character. It makes them look stupid because they brought Atom Smasher in and he's destroying everything on accident. And I'm like, well, yeah, he's the rookie. Like he's they make that a point and he apologizes and he's like, no, I'm so sorry. Like I don't see where that's bad. Like,
Oh, so sorry. You and me.
dude, that was one of my favorite jokes.
Yeah, that's like that's definitely one of my favorite jokes, other than Dr. Fate just sitting around, just like, go do your thing.
Like, this will be fun. Popcorn, like.
Yeah, but I think they tried to do that a little bit with Black Adam when he hurt the kid. And he's like, nope, I hurt him. I feel bad now. And then that's kind of the reason why he, like had his power taken away. But
I think if they wanted that to hit harder, they should have dialed more into the whole "he's his new son" kind of thing.
Yeah, like they could have
Or,
had
like,
like maybe
he's his
one or
son.
two like actual talking scenes, but we can't have that. We gotta have
Yeah.
a bunch more. We have like 3 different fight scenes going on at once.
I think that one's a fair one to go on. Is we could have used something more between the kid to make you feel a bit more. Oh no, his powers. It was like when the kid gets hurt, I'm just like, oh no. Anyway, show me the action.
It's like, oh no. Anyway, yeah, like they don't really make us care for like the actual like people of the car except like the kid, I guess. But even then, they don't really do that good of a job at it because there's like way too many fight scenes and not enough talking scenes. What's like again my biggest problem with the movie, and I think it just kind of has a little it doesn't like I said, it's like a baseline superhero movie.
Yeah. Which I know, like I saw this going around so many people. It's something I got into an argument with earlier. But like the whole, if you just enjoy a movie, like you don't need to go further than that. I also don't think I don't think every action movie needs to go like super in depth or have a very emotional like core to it. At the end of the day, because like genres are a thing for a reason. In a sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't go into a monster movie expecting Godzilla monster movie. I don't go into those movies expecting a profound statement from the human characters. I go into the movie expecting to see giant monsters beating the shit out of each other. And then probably an environmentalist message in there.
And that's all that's all everyone goes into Godzilla movies for. They just want to see fucking big ass kaiju monster movies.
Dude, that's why that's literally why King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong has such a high score on almost every audience score website.
I was about to say, don't say Rotten Tomatoes because Rotten Tomatoes is terrible.
Oh no. Well, and people also don't know how Rotten Tomatoes works. But seeing the audience scores for those movies compared to the critic scores, the audiences love those movies because they were real fun. I mean, you watch Godzilla and King Ghidorah fight for half the movie, and it's dope. I
mean, I get that's kind of my hot take for the Godzilla movies, that I really enjoy all of them, but all of them are basically the same exact movie. But that's my hot take. All right, I gotta say it here now.
Dude,
But yeah,
that's you're gonna get flamed by monster movie Twitter.
oh dear God.
You're
I
done.
to be fair, I'm not even in. I'm not involved in Monster Movie Twitter. I've seen like no involvement in Monster Movie Twitter whatsoever from my feed. So I think I'm in
I'll
the
make you
clear.
involved.
No,
I'm just
I'm.
gonna nah. I'll make you involved. I'm dragging you in.
Oh no, I'm in the clear. Oh no, I gotta
Just
hide somewhere.
Drop the link to this on like Godzilla Reddit or whatever.
Oh dear God. But anyways, like I don't. I guess I guess some movies are just meant to be dumb fun. I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, I'm like, it's just kind of a case by case basis. It's all dependent on what the trailers advertise.
Yeah,
Really.
and really, like
Because
when you think about it, the trailers really like showed a lot of what was happening in the final act.
yeah, like they didn't really like try to advertise this as something else, unlike a certain Marvel movie that recently came out that I absolutely despise because terrible comedy. Like that movie, Love and Thunder, advertised a movie that was going to be a lot more introspective for Thor because he's trying to find his place in the universe and everything.
That
And
it
then what I
wasn't
got
that.
was, yeah, what I got was a bunch of crappy SNL skits smashed together with Christian Bale trying his hardest to do Gore the God Butcher, and like that just sucks. And then you have Black Adam, which is the entire like all of those trailers are just action, different action shots, maybe a little bit of the talking scenes that we did get, but the ones that lead into the action scenes. And so they put right at the front of this movie what it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I can't really get mad that it delivered on that promise. Like,
Yeah, it did exactly what was supposed to be. However, I think, like, if I were to give it a score, I think that it definitely tried to be a little more deeper than that, specifically with, I want to say, like, halfway through the movie where it tried to go a little deeper with its, its story of Black Adam and his overall character that I don't think delivered on when it came to his overall character, but you can obviously tell that they were trying to do something with it.
mm-hmm. And I do say, like, this is honestly, I think it was kind of a breath of fresh air, especially for like the movies that The Rock is in, because when you see The Rock in a movie, you expect him to be that kind of, leading man, charming, always cool in the face of danger. And that's also why I really like Jumanji, the two Jumanji movies that he's in, because he's not playing The Rock in those movies. He's playing an actual like different character in those movies as well. So it's really cool to actually see him, do more than his comfort zone, I guess.
Right.
And like that I think helped the movie in a sense, because you expect him to be jokey and like saying all these one-liners and everything, and then the one-liners that he did get were kind of those lame ones you expect because they come from a kid. Like a kid is giving him those one-liners, and when he delivers them so seriously that you're like, okay, that was kind of cool. Like that was kind of cool. And it's honestly, it's the right way to do a comic book stuff, because there's a lot of stuff in comics that you're like, all right, well, this is stupid, but the characters in the comics like take them seriously, so you're like, wait, but that's kind of cool though. Like, I mean, like with costumes and like all of the colorful costumes that you see in comics. Yeah, they wouldn't really work in real life, but the characters wear them, like so confidently, and they think they're cool that they are cool. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? Dwayne's probably at his best in this movie. I mean, he did something like outside his comfort zone as usual.
yeah, and I appreciate the movie for that. big time. Like, it's definitely a movie that I'm going to come back to, like every couple years or whatever, when I'm like, I want to have a good time, watch a movie, and I'll put on Black Adam. I'm like, I just want to sit down, have a good time.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
it's like a comfort movie.
yeah, and like, it's not that, like, that's not the same with like movies that a lot of people will say like, oh, this is a fantastic movie. A lot of those movies, like, I mean, The Godfather. If I'm gonna watch The Godfather again, I'm going to have to be like awake, like earlier before like I normally go to bed, and not watch it super late at night, because it's a slow paced and quiet movie, and I'm gonna be sitting down there and I'm gonna go, okay, bedtime, and just fall asleep in the middle of the movie. Because that might get me canceled for saying that I fall
Oh
asleep in
dear
The
God.
Godfather, but like, I'm not gonna. I don't want to watch that kind of movie all the time.
Yeah,
Like, sometimes
obviously.
I
Like
just want to
sometimes you want
be
to watch a dumb
entertained.
fun movie. I mean, earlier this
Yeah.
morning I just watched like the Rise of TMNT movie because I wanted to watch a fun anime movie.
Oh God, dude, that movie was so pretty.
Yeah, that movie's animated beautifully. That's why I miss 2D animation.
Honestly, like, I'm sad that we haven't gotten like any new 2D animated movies,
Oh yeah,
at least outside of anime movies and then Studio Ghibli.
yeah. I'm still
Like,
waiting. But if I
I
were to
want.
give like Black Adam an overall score, I'd probably in terms of how much I had fun with it would definitely be a 10 because well, like a 9 out of 10,
Yeah.
a 9 out of 10 because of personal enjoyment.
No,
That
you
movie
said
did
you said
its
10 out of 10. No taking it back. Go ahead.
yeah, but on terms of like overall enjoyment, I had a lot of fun with it. It did exactly what it intended to be. It's gonna be a 10 out of 10 because it did its job. In terms of writing, it'd be like a 4, but
Whoa, big drop.
like if you actually like think about it, that movie's like a 4. But how much I loved it, it's definitely a 10. And how much, if I would have scored on exactly what it intended to be, definitely a 10 because it nailed it of what it wanted to be. Because it wanted to be a dumb action movie, and that's exactly what it was.
Black Adam sweep. Let's go. We'll get that one trending.
Yeah, Black
Screw
Adam
Morbius.
sweep. But anyways, what would you personally rate it though?
I'm gonna say something controversial and not give it a number score. I'm gonna give it a very nice, highly recommend.
You know what?
Because
That's understandable. Number scores are
Yeah.
bullshit anyways.
Yeah, it's like number scores are pretty much up to the person anyway.
Number scores are
Like, what?
dumb and stupid anyways. It's not like I use them every video I use, but they're all dumb. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're just YouTubers. Like, we talk about movies, we get our opinions out there. We just do it for money.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, I think that's gonna pretty much wrap up everything we have here. Overall, I love Black Adam. It's stupid, but it's really fun.
And Dr. Fate is super cool, and so's Hawkman. Like,
Oh yeah.
actually, the best writing parts of the movie is Dr. Fate and Hawkman. Like, genuinely good. But yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be it for everything. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know if I get future content releases. And thank you for Zero for always having me. I mean, you having me. God, I can't talk today, man.
I'm the host, or you? Wait, what?
You know what? I guess
was
you
not
are
prepared
the. I
for
guess
this.
you are the host now. You're taking
I'll bring
over.
drinks next time.
You're taking over. You're taking over the company now. You're gonna name it,
Dude.
Cabbage Boys Toy Studios now.
Dude, the hierarchy of power in Cabbage Boy Productions has changed.
Oh yeah, but
we brought it back.
But anyways, thank you for Zero for having. No, I still can't say it right. Thank you for joining Zero. God, there we go.
It was a pleasure, always.
And that's going to be it. Bye.